Okay.
Really?
Really? Stop, don't drink during my video.
I get thirsty.
Hey everyone! This is my mom. Her name's Missy. You can call her Mama Miss, Mama Missy, Mom. That's about it. I'm here today to talk about, or we're here today to talk about ghost stories that has happened because I made my last video and you guys seem to like it a lot. So, and I said in my last video that I'd bring my mom along because she has a lot of ghost stories also. And yeah, so do you want to start or do you want me to start first?
You can start. It's your channel. Hopefully everybody believes in ghosts.
Probably not. If they don't, then why are you watching my video?
About ghosts.
So,
do you remember anything from the Stanley Hotel?
I remember the
Why are you looking at me like that? That's something.
Okay, so whenever we went to visit the Stanley Hotel, which is a haunted hotel in
Well, maybe you should start out
Colorado.
first on the first thing that happened with your stepdad. As soon as he walked in, he is not a believer whatsoever in ghosts. He thinks that we're crazy and I am looking over here. When we thinks that we're crazy and everything else, and he walked into that hotel and literally got sick. Like sick to his stomach, really lightheaded, had to leave and then come back into the place. So now you could go.
Yeah, so this hotel, if you've never heard of it, this hotel has literally had the ghost hunter people there. Probably a couple other shows have been there before.
Wasn't it Stephen King that wrote The Shining?
Yes.
Based off of
The
that.
The Shining is based off of that hotel. So it's like pretty active, I guess you could say. And so whenever we're on our tour and stuff, and it's like a really beautiful hotel, we get into this lady's room that like, she used to be what, the maid or something?
I
No. So we ended up going to this lady's room, and there was this part of the floor that she lit, she used to, it would be back then when they had lanterns, like gas lanterns. She lit a lantern and it like blew up and it like brought her, like threw her down like 8 floors, right? And I was like 8 years old at the time, so if I don't remember a lot of stuff, she'll probably
Probably should have looked this up before we
yeah.
about it. So we had our facts.
So she has me stand in that part where she, like, the tour guide has me stand in that part where the lady, like, flew down the friggin' floors. And so then they, like, mess with me and say, like, my ears are gonna bleed or something. But I was, like, little, I don't remember that much. But then I end up moving. The tour guide says, okay, you're done, and then I move. And may I mind you, I'm, like, the only kid in this tour, right?
Well, besides your sisters.
Other than my
they're a little
sisters.
older, so.
I'm like the youngest kid here, so I leave and stuff, and then the tour guide, doesn't she like say like to take pictures or something?
Yes.
Cause I guess my energy could like get like cast off and get the ghost, cause like children are really
Susceptible to ghosts.
Yeah, that's
They're
the
more
word.
sensitive and open.
Yeah, so then they took a picture, and I don't even know if we have the picture anymore, but we took a picture on one of our really good cameras, and it's just like a big blob of like 30 different orbs stacked on top of each other where I was standing.
And different color too. It wasn't just like white orbs. It was like
Yeah.
there was like a red orb, and then there was like another like yellowy color orb. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, and there was no way that it was, because this camera was really good. It's like a really high quality, it's like a Rebel TXI or something like that. A really high quality camera. And it wouldn't have picked up any kind of like bugs or anything. It wouldn't have blurred out bugs or anything like that. It was literally in the center, like in the air, or like kind of above the floor, and yeah.
They had us go to another floor where like the rich people that stayed there, their kids stayed, and it was just a floor that was nothing but children. They didn't tell us that when we first got up to that floor, that's where we were going, and we were standing there, and all of a sudden I was like, ow! And I like was like, something just pinched my leg, like lower on my leg, and I'm like, look. And I kind of pulled up my pants that I had on, and there was like a red mark. And then they proceeded to tell us that that's where the children stayed, and they would like pinch and kick, and you could leave a ball there and then they would throw the ball. We didn't see that, but I did get pinched. We went down to a couple other places and got a lot of orbs, and the girls kind of got like kind of crazy feelings, and
Freaky.
I wanted to stay the night there, but nobody else wanted to, and that's
Heck
still my
no.
goal. Yes, there is, where we're from, down south in Illinois, there is a haunted cemetery. It's It's a very small cemetery. It's in a very small town. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want people to be bombarded there and tear up the cemetery. But anyway, there's a new part of the cemetery and there's an old part of the cemetery. And when you drive into it, you can physically feel the change in the temperature from the new part to the old part. So my brother and I, who like to go ghost hunting and do these things, went there one evening, and we just started snapping Polaroid pictures. That way nobody could say that we, altered it or photoshopped it or whatever. So we just started snapping Polaroid pictures and putting them in my purse and snapping more and putting them in my purse. And we were in the old part. And we were probably there for like a half an hour, and all of a sudden, like, we hear like what sounds like gunshots. And we're like kind of looked at each other, and I'm like, what was that? And all of a sudden we see these like flashlights coming towards us. And I'm like, let's go. Let's get out of here. So we get back in the vehicle and we take off and leave. Get back to his house and we start looking at the pictures. And as I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, well, that's weird. Like, there's some red orbs in the pictures. Okay, so orbs can be a lot of other things. And we actually did catch the flashlights that we saw coming. And there was like this picture of, you know how like on the tombstones where you put, like, here's the tombstone and you put a planter on top of this tombstone like that.
Yeah, it's like a base kind of thing.
Yeah, but it goes on top of the tombstone like this. It sits on it. So it was kind of like up, like somebody was holding it up and crooked. And I thought, that's kind of weird. So the next morning we went back, and that picture that I took was the flower was actually sitting on the tombstone and not standing up to the side like somebody was holding it. And where we saw the flashlights, there would have been no way in heck that would have been, because there was a ravine with a creek behind it. So there was probably a good 10, 15 feet where we saw it that you'd have to be flying or very, very tall or in a tree. So we're not quite sure what that was, but I haven't been back since. It scared me.
So
I still have that picture though. I wish I had it with me. But
don't you had two Polaroids? You took one of the planter, right? And then you took another one where the planter or
was
the plant
first was like this, and then it was like this.
So yeah, like the plant was up, right, and stuff, and then the second picture, it's Polaroid, by the way. Second picture, the plant was like crooked into the side, like somebody was holding it like that.
Well, when she was born, we lived in a very old farmhouse. There was 2 bedrooms downstairs and there was 2 bedrooms upstairs. And her 2 older sisters were upstairs. And she'd wake up in the middle of the night, of course, to eat. And I'd hear like walking around upstairs. And I would think, those girls are up, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'd go sneaking upstairs to try to catch them, like being up playing, and her sisters were both asleep. Now there's 7 years difference and 5 years difference, so
my oldest sister is 7 years apart,
older,
and then my middle sister's 5 years older than me.
Than her. So I'm like, okay, they're sleeping. So it kept going on for a while, and I just chalked it up to, I don't know what it was. And then her oldest sister, so who would have been 7, come down the stairs one day and says, all tired, in the middle of the night, and says, there is a boy in my closet and he won't go away. And I said, what? And she's like, there's a boy in my closet that won't go away. And I said, well, just go up there and tell him that he needs to go home. Tell him that playtime's over with, he needs to go home. And she said, okay. So she goes back upstairs, I guess told him that, I don't know. Several days later, my dad was over, and I had been telling him about it, and he said, have you talked to Hannah about it anymore? And I said, no, we haven't mentioned it, because I thought she was just dreaming or whatever. And he said, well, let's ask her. So he sat her down and he said, hey, tell me about this little boy that you saw. And she said, oh, the boy in my closet. He would come out and want to play. She said, but I told him to go home and he hasn't been back. So this was probably like a week or 2 after the fact. And my dad said, well, can you tell me what he looked like? And she said, well, he was my age and he had on weird clothes. He had on suspenders with short pants that went to his knees and a long sleeve white shirt. And he went into the closet and he went away. But I guess he would wake them up in the middle of the night because he would want to play. And from that point on, I never heard any more when she would wake up in the middle of the night to be fed, any more like walking around. And to this day, her sister is 25 years old, married, and has a child, and still knows that story and believes
Remembers
that it's
it.
Yep, remembers it.
See, what's really freaky was my dad and my mom got a divorce when I was like 9 months old, and so whenever I would go visit my dad's house or like stay there, I would be terrified to go up because her room became my playroom, and so I was terrified to go up there. And I just always remember I would always look at that closet and get an eerie feeling. And at this time, we tore that house down when I was 7, when my little brother was born. So I was probably like 3 or 4 whenever I would go and like play upstairs because I was old enough to walk up the stairs. And so I remember always never being able to go up that stairs. I would either have my dad come with me or I would like just not go up there at all because I was terrified of that room.
Gosh, yeah, that was crazy.
You guys.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna talk about this time. She has videos of it.
I don't know. I have my phone.
I have them.
My phone.
Them.
I don't
So,
have it 'cause my
okay,
phone
so
broke.
what happened was, so me and my mom, like literally a couple weeks ago, or not, like a week ago, me and my mom were in in her room taking Snapchat videos, and this is probably honestly just like a glitch, but it's kind of like,
It was weird.
it's a coincidence.
Because it happened in the same spot. It didn't happen if she sat somewhere else. It happened exactly the same spot that she sat in.
Okay, anyway, so what happened was I was doing this bee filter, and I would try other filters, but anyways, I was doing this bee filter, and I was taking a video, and then whenever I did it, my face would be on the bee filter, and then there would be a face right here as the filter. I saw that, and I don't know, I don't know if I was taking a video at the time, or I might have accidentally deleted the first video when it first happened, but I was terrified. I'm like, Mom, oh my God, because I saw like the bee filter right here and on my face, and it looked like a perfect face. It wasn't like, whenever Snapchat does it, it kind of like glitches it. It was a perfect face, and it happened to my friend too, so I'm thinking it was just a glitch.
Probably was, but it was just weird.
So we do it again in the same exact spot I was sitting. So I tried it in different spots. I tried a different filter to see if it was glitching. It wasn't. So I went back to the same spot, and it happened again. I'll play it. Just watch. Oh, it's at the first time. Like, oh my God, where is it not?
No, you can see it.
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it one more time. Okay, there it is. So anyways, after we're done with that, I send her the video of that, and then I am playing it off of my story. And so it's fine, I'll just tell them the story. And so I was playing the video back to see like if it really was a glitch. We played the video at the same exact time. May I mind you, she was not on my story. I sent her the video separately into a text message. So I was scrolling through my story trying to find it, and then she played at the same exact time.
It was weird.
The same exact time.
At the same time.
It wasn't like a little off. It was like
the
exact same time.
So then what? A couple days ago, I sent her a Snapchat sitting in my room in the same spot that this happened, and she's like,
I was like, oh my God, Mom, you have the filter on your head.
Although, when you were making your last video and you said your door kept opening, did you hear the woo?
No, that was the wind.
Oh, okay, because I covered.
No, that was, yeah. If you guys saw my last video, it was the wind, because whenever the wind hits my screen, it's like, it like whistles. But anyways, no, my door, I don't know why my door opened by itself. In the last video, go check out my last video, the door opens by itself. So I guess we're at 17 minutes now.
Sorry, we'll edit it and cut some of it out.
Yeah.
We have more stories.
Oh yeah, we still have a lot more stories. If you guys like this series, definitely comment down below or like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. If you liked this video and if you like my other videos, subscribe. I do story times, ghost stories, etc.
And if you want me back in her videos,
comment Mama Miss.
Mama Miss.
Mama Miss. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye.
In the night she